Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com here. Daily market recap, Tuesday, November 7th. Like, subscribe, stay tuned for the rest of the video. Let's see what SPY and friends brought us today. SPY trying to break above and close above this trend line. 433.74 now is the support. Let's see, can we get a close the 438 and then 440 to the upside, which is the 618 Fibonacci retracement. Overall, bulls looking strong. Last time we had this kind of bull trend was way back May. Let's see where SPY will head during the rest of this week. QQQ continuing to break above and run away from this trend line. Now the 370 is the support. Next resistance 377. Very nice bullish trend also on the Qs. Dow Jones still struggling with this green trend line. This green trend line goes way back to August highs. Since then, each and every time bulls of the Dow tried, failed, and in the past 3 days, Dow Jones is struggling to break above and stay above this green trend line. Now 340 is the support. Look left. Resistance, support, resistance. So now support. Can the Dow break up above? Then we will see 344 to the upside. IWM with a relative weakness. This trend line from resistance. Now support. But as we always say, there is such a thing as a bad support. And now this trend line is a bad support. Why? Because it supports the lower lows. In the past 3 sessions, lower lows, we still have this gap open at the 170.24 with a doji. Let's see, can bulls of the IWM close tomorrow this gap and then next leg up back to the 175. Bitcoin, still nothing much. Between the 34 to the downside, 35,200 to the upside, with a slight trend line that helps us to identify that we are in a very slight uptrend. We can take this trend line, and here we have a slight uptrend channel. Let's see. Next resistance is the 37 together with this trend line to the upside, breaking below this channel, and in my opinion we will get a very steep downtrend. Same price action we saw over here, we will get the same price action to the downside over here. Ethereum hovering around the 1890 area. Look left. From resistance, support, resistance, it's also the 618 Fibonacci retracement. We had a downtrend bounce. Now 618 Fibonacci retracement continuing above. 1996 will be next. Now the 1815 is the support. Look left. All this area between the 1815 and the 1890, very interesting price action between these two levels. Let's see where Ethereum will head. For now, we have trend lines on Ethereum that tells us we have higher highs on the shorter time frame. So for now, Ethereum goes to the upside. Crude oil, massive breakdown yesterday to the 77 area. If you follow this channel in also previous videos, you know the 77. We said that below the 83, 77 will be next. And here we are, 77, which is also the 618 Fibonacci retracement. We had an uptrend bull run from 67 towards the 95. Now retracement, 618 Fibonacci, doji. Let's see, can we get some kind of a bounce? But we have the 80 as the next resistance. Below 77, we are heading towards 72 and then back to the 67. This is only technical analysis. It's not rocket science. All we need to do is follow price and really understand the relationship between price action and multi-time frames and Fibonacci. If you take the 4 hours time frame, what do you see? Downtrend channel until proven otherwise. Now we can see downtrend channel, downtrend line together with the 618 Fibonacci, doji, some kind of a bounce back to the 80 will not become surprise. NG1, let's clean the chart. Let's go for the 4 hours time frame. What do we see here? Nice. This trend line that holds the higher lows. We have the same trend line holding the higher highs. Next support, look left. 285. No need Fibonacci. No need any other indicators. We can clearly see that the 285 is a very important area of support. Look left. Resistance, support. Now, continuation to the downside below 310, we will see 285. It all comes down to price action, trend lines, support and resistance, which is also Fibonacci. Gold is next. 1957 is holding. Below 1957, we will see 1907. Long continuation only above 1985 towards the 2010. SOXX continue its way to the upside, but not surprising. Trend lines are the true resistance and support for price action. SOXX bouncing between these two trend lines since the peak of August. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Now, let's see if bulls of SOXX have enough power in their hands to break up above, and then we will see the 502 gap getting filled, otherwise losing the 471, and this gap at the 453 area will get filled. KRE almost closed this gap. Let's see if this gap is filled. No, we still have this gap to the downside. Not surprising that we see this kind of retracement on KRE because we had a downtrend. Bounce, 618. Now retracement. Next support is the 4166. 4166 from resistance will need to act as support. Otherwise, we are heading towards this gap at the 40 area. Apple continue its bull run above a very steep downtrend line. Now 180 will become support. Above it 184, and then closing the gap at the 190. Amazon 2.13% to the upside. Zooming out, we can clearly see if you are a pattern trader. First, we see this low. Previous year, this low. Now we have this low, which is higher lows. Now we have the 145 area. Very important area of resistance. It was very important area of support. Look here, since July of 2020 until it broke down, April 2022, almost 2 years of support. Now, resistance, resistance. Zoom in. Resistance. Breaking up and above, you can take Fibonacci above the 145, and in my opinion, 164 will be next. Meta. Let's clean the chart. Too much noise on this chart. Let's leave only this box. This red box shows us that Meta is going basically sideways move since July. 4 months already of a sideways move between the 277 and the 320. Long continuation above the 320, breaking above this box. And where Meta will head next? No need to guess. Take Fibonacci. 360, and then all-time highs 386 and 407. AMD continue its way towards the 117 and then towards this trend line over here. Here you have your broadening formation on AMD, lower lows, higher highs. For now, looks like AMD is going straight towards, not straight, but one day at a time, it will hit the 120, 125 area. No need to guess, we can take Fibonacci. Now 110, 111 is the support. Next, 116. Above 116, 122, 121 area together with this white trend line. Tesla basically struggling to break above the 230, but on the good side, holding the 220. Bulls of Tesla knows that breaking below and closing below the 220, this gap, the 206, will get filled. We need Tesla breaking above the 228, 230, and then we will see this gap at the 242. For now, price action on Tesla is pretty much very, very unhealthy. If you're looking to go long on Tesla, in my opinion, and it's only my opinion, wait for at least 2 days closing above the 230. Microsoft, new all-time highs, closing at the new all-time highs. This is the all-time highs intraday. But Microsoft with a closing, as you can see, line chart. This is why we use line chart. It shows us the closing prices, and Microsoft with a new all-time highs with a doji. Not surprising, it's very difficult to go all-time highs, so we have a pressure from the bears. Bears wants to take us back down towards where? No need to guess, we can take Fibonacci. Now the 358 area from resistance now becomes support. Breaking down and under, next support will be the 351. Look left, 351, very tough resistance. Now we'll need to act as support. Google continue its bounce back towards the 137 area, but doji below the 618. We have downtrend, bounce, 618, retracement, which also is now resistance. Look left, all this area, the 132 area, very tough resistance. Now doji below this resistance. After this uptrend from the 120 towards the 131, some kind of a pause or maybe some kind of a retracement towards the 127 will be very healthy. Netflix, nothing much. Close the day on the zero. Few consecutive dojis. We have this trend line to the upside, which is a very important area of resistance for the higher highs. And as you can see, Netflix is in an uptrend channel above this yellow trend line. Some kind of a retracement, pullback towards the 414, closing this gap, and then next leg up. NVDA is next, trying to break above and close above this trend line, above the 618 with a doji. Not surprising, the 618 is a very difficult area of resistance, and it's also a very important area of support. Depends. Now it's resistance because we came from down. We have a bounce, continuation up, 474, breaking below this area, the 455, breaking below this white trend line. 442 is the next support. Shopify with 2% to the upside, basically holding nice above the 16 area in the past 3 days, but once again, trend lines, Fibonacci, and price action. That's it. Long continuation above this white trend line towards the 65 and then 71.32. Can Shopify break up above? Can bulls of Shopify after this major after earnings gap to the upside? Do they have enough power left to go up towards the 65? All we need to do is stop predicting, use trend lines, Fibonacci, and ATR as our risk management, because the only thing we have full control of is our risk management. Thank you very much for joining this video. I hope you found it helpful and educational. If you did, like, subscribe, share with friends. Don't forget, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time is our next live. Until then, stay safe.